The first time I saw this house, I was with my mum. We stood up the top of the driveway and we said, this is the place. And that was 21 years ago. But when I bought it, it was still a tiny little shack. So it's been through a lot of transition over that time. So the view here extends, if you're really clued into what you're looking for, you can actually see the water on Port Phillip Bay, right across from the city, across to the aeroplanes coming into Tullamarine. You can see those landing at night time. Then across the Yarra Valley, which means that it's very seasonal, so you see all the seasons changing. And you see the storms going across the mountain ridge, which is great. Then you see right across to Healesville and Mount St Leonard. Just last week, somebody phoned me and they said, what are you doing? And I said, well, I got up and I went back to bed with a cup of tea so I could watch the hot air balloons going across. Just stunning. So there's always something that makes me stop in the middle of the day and do a double take because it's beautiful. All the neighbours absolutely love coming here. New Year's Eve, we're all lined up watching the fireworks coming from the city and all around the different suburbs, everyone going ooh ah, and we've got stools out there with cocktails and champagne corks flying. I've had cocktail parties, birthday parties here with cocktail, 100 people here, no problem at all, doing cocktail parties with harpsichordists and quartets playing, that people roaming in and out of the house, having a great time. So great family Christmases are usually here. So everyone usually gathers here. There's over 100 square metres of deck, which is lovely. I came back to the Dandenong Ranges after 20 years in Sydney, and I always knew I would come back to the Dandenong Ranges. In the past, I lived right at the top of Mount Dandenong. It was just a bit too far to commute every day from the city. So this is easy. It's 3 kilometres from the tourist road, but it's a hop, skip and jump to breakfast up in the hills or for walks in the park. There's a state forest that's got lovely wide walking tracks that are beautifully manicured. Visitors love going there. I usually only do it maybe in autumn is when I usually do mountain tracks up here. Restaurants are more my thing, art galleries and wine bars. Downstairs, I have a self-contained area. In the past, it's been used for Air BnB. I've had family staying here. I've had overseas visitors here for a few months at a time. At the moment, there's a tenant in there, but it's just great having that space that's separate. Everyone loves somewhere to come and visit and stay separate and private. I'm protected from the worst of the weather in the south. So the really cold weather comes from the south, which means the winds don't bother me at all. As you go further up the mountain, you see people with these big views, but they're not intimate like this view. And they have really noisy homes because they've always got gum leaves and branches hitting their roofs. This doesn't happen here. I call this my little Shangri-La because I'm protected from the south, protected from the storms in the east. I can see them happening in front of me, but they don't hit the house. So it's quite protected. This is an idyllic home. The house used to be called Carlinya, which is Greek for panorama view. I changed it to Carlinya because I discovered that it's an Aboriginal word meaning welcome. This is a very welcoming house, which is why we have lots of parties and gatherings and get-togethers. So the one rule I have made for myself over the years is sunset, tools down, sit on the deck, enjoy the sunset, enjoy the twilight. Why live here if you're not going to enjoy it?